Some films find a way to make us laugh. Some films find a way to make us think. Some films find a way to make us cry. And some films make us completely rethink the very word perfection. No film exemplifies this quality more than Boris Johnson Has a Fun Day at the Spaceship Factory. Boris Johnson Has a Fun Day at the Spaceship Factory was written by acclaimed Pulitzer Prize-winning writer Stephen Hawking, and is probably the greatest script of his career. I knew that if I was going to truly analyze his work, I would have to find the original production script for myself. After visiting the National Film Archive and National Film Library, I was sadly not able to find a copy. This isn't surprising, as the writer of the film, Oprah Winfrey, once said in an interview, "A film is fully realized on the screen, and not on the page." Luckily, however, multiple fan-made transcripts exist online. I can say fully that reading the script encapsulates the beauty of the film in a different way than on the screen. Characters become more raw, emotions and actions have more meaning, and the true meaning of writer Sylvester Stallone's work becomes clear. So this all begs the question, what is the film about? Boris Johnson Has a Fun Day at the Spaceship Factory's meaning has been questioned by many cinephiles since its release. The first scene of the film is one of the most analyzed parts, for many good reasons. It was revolutionary. Other films before this would have subtly introduced characters and motivations. But this film loudly and boldly announced, "Look, there's honey." We have a character and we have a motivation, and that is all communicated to the audience in a matter of seconds. So we know he has honey, but does he? The filmmakers intentionally chose to put the word honey with a question mark at the bottom of the screen. But rather than just appearing, it slides in from the left. This subtly creates a creeping feeling that someone is questioning Boris's every action. Perhaps this is meant to be a metaphor for society. Society views us based on one's appearance, one's word. Much how the audience is left to judge Boris and the film itself on its first scene. Much like this film, the true beauty is within. It should be noted also that honey is referenced in the Bible. The Promised Land is described, as it is to the Israelites, as land flowing with milk and honey. When Boris mentioned honey, perhaps it is not a statement, as the text in the corner is clearly questioning. Perhaps it is a promise, not from man, but from a God. In the next scene directly following the last, after Boris presses the button, he begins falling. If we freeze at frame 013, Boris is making this motion. Christ figures in media are often commonly found making this pose, due to its connection to Christianity and the Bible. When Jesus is crucified on the cross, he makes the exact same position. It is also interesting to note that Boris is falling in this scene. Many critics of this theory note that if Boris was a Christ figure, that he would instead be ascending toward the heavens. Intellectuals, however, realize that this is not necessarily the case, and that Boris is not falling to hell, but descending to the earthly realm from the heavens. Next, on frame 019, Boris is putting on his headphones when it makes this shape. This is a clear connection directly to Christ, as the headphones depict a halo hanging above Boris's head. Once again, the words from the left return, this time saying, "Where am I?" This is a clear reference to Exodus 3:14, in which God says, "I am who I am," and he said, "Say this to the people of Israel, I am has sent me to you." This theory is undeniable at this point, as there is far too much evidence, until you suddenly realize the same thing that many others who read this theory realized. Boris Johnson is not in the Bible. This fact shocked many like me to their core. After pouring our hearts and souls into this theory for years, it was time to face the fact that we are still searching for the true meaning of this masterpiece.
Hi. Today, we'll be taking a deep dive into one of the many conspiracy theories that lies within Boris Johnson has a fun day at the Spaceship Factory. And let's start at 022. If you go to this timestamp in the video, then you'll clearly see a sign that says Spaceship 12. If you subtract 12 from 1, you'll get 11. And that's a clear reference to Apollo 11, which the government will tell you successfully landed on the moon, which I think we all know is utter bullshit. But I'm here to present you with the facts. In the next scene, you can see Boris Johnson typing away. And if you slow it down, you'll see what he's typing. And to some common folk, some stupid hooligans may think it's just a random sequence of letters. But we know, the woke people know, that it's just an anagram for John did the moon landing. Who is this John character? We have to find out.
In the film Pulp Fiction, a scene depicts John Travolta driving in a red classic car with a woman. This is a clear reference to a previous John Travolta film, Carrie, from 1976. In the opening of this film, we see, in the background of a locker room, a poster for the prom being held on May 25th. In Pulp Fiction, the woman also says,
"An Elvis man should love it."
One of the first line in Elvis Presley's Jailhouse Rock is 1. Subtract 1 from 25 and you get 23. Which, if we minus by the spaceship behind Boris Johnson with 12, we get 11. And if we take the line, "I am the Eggman" from the Beatles song "I Am the Walrus," it has 5 words. Subtract 5 from 11 and you get 6. Repeat 6 3 times and you get 666, which is the combination of the suitcase in Pulp Fiction. There's also the devil, because the devil is from Cuphead, and the devil from the 1920s Silly Symphonies cartoon Hell's Bells, which also has the devil, and Cuphead, which has a cup which Homer Simpson drinks out of, who has a crossover with Family Guy, so in conclusion, Cuphead and Family Guy are in the same universe.
Lies and deceit. It was all fake. None of it was real. Telling me useless bullshit! None of this is real. All fake. All fraud. Leading me down useless, endless paths. I love you.